When have I ever been able to convince Cersei of anything?
Try. If not for yourself, if not for her, then for every one of the million people in that city, innocent or otherwise.
To be honest, I never really cared much for them. Innocent or otherwise.
The men are about to rape Brienne of Tarth, and Jaime kind of steps in to stop it.
Lord Selwyn would pay his daughter's weight in sapphires if she's returned to him, her honor unbesmirched.
He succeeds, but Locke, being the kind of guy he is, punishes Jaime for it. Cuts off Jaime's right hand, his sword hand, which is also, in many ways, his identity.
To be honest, I never really cared much for them. Innocent or otherwise.
Jaime and Brienne share a bath where he tells the story about why he's known as the Kingslayer.
Burn them all! Burn them all!
He killed the very man he was employed to protect.
He loved to watch people burn. The way their skin blackened, blistered, and melted off their bones.
In Jaime's story, this king, the Mad King, was about to light all of King's Landing on fire and kill, a million people. And Jaime killed him to stop that.
Try. If not for yourself, if not for her, then for every one of the million people in that city, innocent or otherwise.
To be honest, I never really cared much for them.
He told me to bring him my father's head. Then he turned to his pyromancer. Burn them all, he said.
He opens up and he tells this story for the first time to Brienne. It's a very tender moment.
I never really cared much for them. Innocent or otherwise.
Tell me if your precious Randy commanded you to kill your own father and stand by while thousands of men, women, and children burned alive, would you have done it? Would you have kept your oath then?
To be honest, I never really cared much for them.
Burn them all, he kept saying. Burn them all. He meant to burn with the rest of us and rise again. Reborn as a dragon, turn his enemies to ash. I slit his throat to make sure that didn't happen.
To be honest, I never really cared much for them.
The only focus his whole life has been about Cersei. Now he chooses to turn around and go back and help this woman he'd only known for a few months.
To be honest, I never really cared much for them. Innocent or otherwise.
And he finds Brienne in this pit, fighting a bear with only a wooden sword. And he jumps into this bear pit with just the stump of a hand and no sword, and helps Brienne and himself escape certain death.
To be honest, I never really cared much for them.
Will there be pain?
No, I made sure of that.
That's good. I shouldn't have listened to you. She should have died screaming.
I never really cared much for them. To be honest, I never really cared much for them. Innocent or otherwise.
You idiot. You fucking idiot. What the fuck are you doing back there? Ending the war. Killing her. That was only one of them. She has two more. If she decides to use them, to really use them, you're fucked. Don't you mean we're fucked?
To be honest, I never really cared much for them. Innocent or otherwise.
I came to Winterfell because I'm not the fight I used to be.